Not been recording. Got the recording on, so that's good now. Let me. Okay, there's that. And all right, so can you guys see on your screen who has questions while I'm looking? Let me send my assistant the right link because I don't want people mad at me. Okay. And then we'll jump into the Q&A. Okay. All right, Claire, I have posted in Facebook inbox. I posted Facebook inbox the right link. I haven't looked at all the comments over here to see what's going on, but I just sent Claire the right link so she can post in the Facebook comments to move people over here. All right, so who's up? I'm gonna take the first four questions. Let's see how we do with that. So either raise your hand if you can see how to raise your hand in the, okay. So I have LGK20 plus. Who is that? Let me see. Okay, I see you in my top corner. Okay, so I'm going to unmute you.
Okay.
One of my Mavericks are here. Tawana, Shanice, somebody. Ravon, somebody. Elaine, I see y'all. Can some of y'all be a timer for me? Ravon, you got me? So hit me at 5 minutes. I'm going to give everybody like 7 minutes max. So can you hit me at 5 minutes? Can Ravon hear me? Because he's getting up now. Like, Lord of mercy, he just walked away from it in the middle while I'm talking.
I can
Put
do
your headphones back on, Ravon. Okay, now, Ravon, can you give me hit me at 5 minutes, and then let me know 2 minutes later, because then I want to make sure I can get as much time in for everybody. Okay, so my LGK20 plus. I ain't saying, you have to tell me your real name, because I ain't saying that. I ain't trying to say that 50 million times. So
it's me, Latanya G. Hawkins out of Atlanta, Georgia. We met at the Unstoppable Conference.
Oh, hi. Okay, so here's the format that works best so I can get through as many questions as possible. Lead with your question first, and then give me the backstory.
Business partner does not want any social media activity. Can I represent him without his face for our company media?
Okay, you said your business partner doesn't want any,
want his personal stuff on there. He doesn't want his personal stuff, but he wants the company to be exposed.
Okay, so tell me what the company is.
Sounds and production. All in one.
Sound and production?
Yes.
Give me a little more detail.
We're a sounds and production company, but we also have logistics and security and event planners.
Okay. And so which is the aspect you want to make noise about?
The sounds and production services.
The sound and production services. Okay. So you're wanting to so tell me what that looks like when you serve people. If you were going to do the interview by yourself, what would that look like as far as an interview goes? And typically the way you want to think about that is, coming up after the break in studio, we have, what is it that they're going to say after that that's going to get that person to stay tuned in after the break?
That's a good question.
Okay. Because unless you can tell me more, and guys, I usually say this at the beginning of every session. Unless y'all are telling me that y'all been doing media and you got 20 years behind you, I'm the expert here. I'm not expecting you to be the expert. This is a safe space. There's no judgment. There is no, asking a dumb question. Because if you don't know, you don't know. And so that's what I'm here for. So everybody get to take their capes off for the time that you have with me. I'm going to keep my cape on, and we're going to try to work this out. So initially when you tell me that, I'm like, okay, well, I don't really see how you would do a media interview about your sound and production services unless you're helping people land talk about the quality of audio, or what kind of equipment do you need to set up a home broadcast studio. But off the cuff, if you're just telling me that you are the sound design for an event, company, that you go in and you set up all the mics and making sure their audio runs smoothly, I'm not really seeing how that looks in the media.
Okay.
Does that clear that part up? But you said you had another business.
Yeah, we do the event planning and that we also have security and the logistics component.
Okay, so I would stay in the event planning. What that can look like, especially now, is everybody and their grandmama excited about the royal wedding. So you could be talking about, how to have an event at home, to celebrate the royal wedding. You can talk about what we can learn of all the planning and logistics that's going into the royal wedding that you can take and apply it to your own events. I have a celebrity wedding concierge that's one of my very first Mavericks. And it was like the 4 things when you planning a wedding, the 4 things you want to do when picking flowers. Or gotcha, Ravon. Is that my 5-minute mark or that's my 7? That's my 5 minute. Yes, that's my 5 minute. Okay, so I see Ravon ain't gonna talk back to me. We're gonna have to do hand signals. Okay, so thanks, Ravon. I appreciate you. I give him a hard time. So, for everybody, when you approach the media, you have to come from a place of service. What is the problem you're going to solve with the viewer? What is the problem you're going to solve that they don't even know they have a problem? They don't even realize that there is a problem until you point it out. What myths can you bust that for them, they're not thinking of, they're not savvy enough because you're the expert in this lane? So for you, I would say focus more on the event side of your expertise versus the sound and audio.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Was that helpful?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Thanks, Ravon. All right. So I think I saw Elaine. Elaine, come on camera. You're already unmuted. Where are you? Okay, there we are. Hi, Sunshine.
Hi.
Good to see your face.
Thank you. Thank you.
So take 5 seconds and just tell everybody what you do, what's your lane of expertise, then ask me the question.
I help people fall in love with their body again. And the expertise shows up as a fitness coach, a holistic nutrition coach, and lifestyle coach, and spiritual counselor. I've never been on media before. And my take on fitness is that there's 2 problems. One is that a lot of people that are thin and skinny or lose weight are actually doing it because they're depressed and they're very anxious. And it's not what looks good on the outside is actually a very sick, sad person. And so what I usually do is I help people heal the emotional stress that's making them look good on the outside, but they're super unhappy and could even be suicidal or have mental illness.
Okay, so then get me to the question.
The question? What question?
Well, what is your question that you want to ask me?
How do I pitch to the media? How do I pitch it so that they would think it's important to talk about? Because it's kind of radical. Most times people that look thin that are in the media are talked about as if they're healthy. they're talked about as if they're like really truly happy and healthy. And what I'm trying to say is a lot of people that are thin or that just work out their body, but they're not paying attention to their spirit or their emotional health are unhappy.
Okay, so, you know, you can newsjack that a lot of ways. If memory serves me correctly, May is Mental Health Month, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I believe May is Mental Health Month. So you've got that angle to get in. And if you've never done media, my suggestion is that you slide into it before you get into TV, that you slide into it by doing radio and podcasts. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. So you want to get into it by doing like radio and podcasts so that you can actually be at home in your pajamas. Because at the bottom of this, y'all can't tell, I got on some Daisy Duke shorts. And be sitting there, you know, in your pajamas, in your bed, and doing this interview with your note.
Okay.
So with your notes, and no one is the wiser. And then you can elevate to the next level. But for you, I would enter the media lane by looking at what you just outlined, that the problems of what people are not talking about. And especially for you, going forward, anytime a celebrity, here's something. Anytime a celebrity comes out with whatever problem that they have been dealing with. Okay, so I think is that you, Elaine? Are you just in a loud place? Because I thought I muted everybody. Okay, I think that's you. So you just in a loud place. Okay, I just want to make sure it wasn't somebody else. But I lost my train of thought. Hold on. What was I saying? What was I saying, Elaine?
Anytime a celebrity comes out with—
Yes, thank you. Anytime a celebrity comes out and talks about what they've been battling in secret, what they've been going through in secret, that is the time for you to actually pounce. That is the time for you to actually get on the bandwagon, for lack of a better word, and inject your expertise into the conversation. And it can look like as something as simple as doing a Facebook post. Got it, Ravon? Doing a Facebook post. Or, got you, Claire? Doing a Facebook post, doing a blog, doing something that just starts the conversation, because you never know what the journalist can actually come across you and find you based on, because what happens, especially in newsjacking, when they're looking for, you know, writing something, you know, an article, the first paragraph is the who, what, where, when, and why. The second paragraph, they got to fill it with quotes from expertise, from experts. So when they're Googling, if you've put stuff out there, then they can actually find you. One of my mavericks is Dave Anderson. He's known as the business bully. I cannot for the life of me remember what was he going on a rant about, but it was something about, I don't remember. It was either police brutality or something that happened, and he went on a Facebook Live rant. That Facebook Live rant turned into him having a weekly segment on a syndicated radio show. So just get used to being in the habit of, if it's your expertise, put it out there that you can talk about it. Okay? Is that helpful? Okay, I saw you mouth it. All right. Cabrini. You unmuted. Well, I thought you were.
Okay, hi.
Wait, I'm trying to find, okay, there you go.
Hi, TeeJ.
Hi, Pumpkin.
Thank you for your time. Okay, so I'm an expert at brainwashing people into believing in themselves. And I want to know, how do I, break into the media streets by using Fuck That, because, Fuck That is my thing.
Right.
But not having it be, you had already mentioned early on to use F that.
Right.
But I want to incorporate this with my cooking. So coaching while cooking.
Okay.
And I want to coach people while cooking and teaching them how to believe in themselves by using the 3 core questions and the 5 principles of Cabrini's Law of Fuck That. Okay. So, how do I break into the streets and do it in a way that is empowering, impactful, and exciting?
I think you're doing it, Cabrini, because I see you doing the Facebook Lives around it. As far as media, that could actually come from, well, let me back up for everybody, because Cabrini's been around, so she already knows it, but let me back up for everybody else. So Cabrini and I live in the number 2 market, which is Los Angeles. And if you've never done media, stay out of the top 30 markets. Stay out. Because you don't want to make your mistakes in the top 30. You want to make your mistakes in the practice markets, the Biloxi, Mississippi's, the, Albuquerque, New Mexico's, so that you can get used to being on screen, but yet you are still, is that my idea, broadband? Hi, Pumpkin. You can get used to being on camera and on screen and talking in sound bites, but at the same time, if you blow it, if you mess up, is not in, one of the top, 30 markets. And so for you, Cabrini, I would start looking at how, but in media, you can't use the full F-bomb. You know that, okay? So start looking at these smaller markets you can get to start doing the principles of packaging yourself as the cook who cares and something. You know what I'm saying? That we can do a segment around, TeeJ says, I love watching Cabrini's Facebook Live videos. I just get mad because I can't taste the food when she's done. So, you're going to have to package that as a segment so that the media can see how you are packaging carrots with care, or, nuggets of wisdom with, I don't know how to cook, so I can't even think of a spice with the nutmeg. Stop laughing at me, TeeJ. I saw you. So I'm
not gonna use glory. I'm not using glory.
Okay, really, Cabrini? I'm trying to be professional and you trying to throw shade. That was an inside joke, y'all. If y'all follow me on Facebook, y'all know I love me some glory canned goods, and she throwing shade because all of my people, get mad at me because I love me some glory collard greens. So anyway, I'm trying to be professional here, Cabrini. I'm trying to stay in expert mode. You taking me into my petty Jeep. You making Jeep come out. So when you're looking at the packaging of your media segment, you want to make sure it's something where they get to see this is just not your normal cooking segment. Right. You can maybe even go there. This ain't your normal cooking segment. It's packed with nuggets of wisdom or something. But
before my time is up, this is really not about cooking. See, the interesting thing is that I am just happen to be cooking because that's what I love. But more importantly, I want to teach you how to love yourself while I'm cooking. So that's why I always do a coaching segment. But what happens is, okay, 58 seconds. So what happens is that it ends up being about cooking, but I want it to be about coaching. And you know that I cannot take fuck that to Alabama. So
no, that's why you got to go with F that.
F that, they still not going to, okay, I'll work, okay.
Yeah, but it's how, because we are in a different culture. We now say SHIT in primetime television now. Mm-hmm. So we're in a different culture of what's allowed. Mm-hmm. And so you have nothing to lose by trying to see if it works. But I think your hook, Cabrini, is the fact that you're teaching while you're cooking. You're teaching life wisdom nuggets while you're cooking. I think that's what's going to make you unique in the space.
Okay.
And then I would encourage you to stretch yourself and look at how, and if you're on Facebook Live, I encourage you to use the link and get over into Zoom so that you can actually hear the back and forth. But if you're going to, I would encourage you to stretch a little, Cabrini, and start looking at making a list of foods and the life nugget that goes along with it.
Okay. Ooh, that felt good. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? What do collard greens teach you about life? But it's going to take you some time to sit with this and create this. But I think that would be a good way for you to start looking at You know, today we making a dish full of collard greens, black-eyed peas, marshmallow yams, and smothered chicken. I think I just named off all my favorites, my favorite meal. And for each one of those, look at, okay, so when you mix and use some collard greens, honey, let me tell you this. If you don't cook with pork, that means you keep keeping out the bad stuff, just like with life. You can't have all the seasoning and everything that you mixing up and expect to have some bomb collard greens. I can't throw all of this stuff in here. I need to just drill it down to these 3 ingredients before you mess up. You know, I'm just spitballing, but you see where I'm going?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, Rovon, thank you. Sandra.
Yes.
Okay. Say it again, Sandra, because I don't know who on my screen. Wave at me. Oh, there you are. Okay. I couldn't find you. All right. Can everybody hear? Can you hear Sandra?
Hi. How is everybody doing?
We good.
Fantastic. TeeJ, thank you so much for this opportunity to connect with you and to hear everyone else's questions, and because I'm learning as I'm checking you all out. So I don't want to waste my time. But however, the name of my business is Sandy's Land, and we party with a purpose. We host the largest doll show of its kind in the Midwest. We feature doll artists from all over the world. We celebrate history, culture, and beauty, self-love with dolls of color. And this year, you probably can't see it, we have someone from the Black Panthers cast coming to the doll show this year, and I'm excited.
Yay!
I'm so
Uh-oh, you froze, Sandra. Did she freeze for everybody else? Okay, I think you got booted. Uh-oh. All right, Sandra, if you can hear us, here, let me type in there. Sandra, you froze.
excited. I don't know what to do. But
okay, wait, Sandra.
And some major
wait, Sandra. Sandra, woo, Sandra, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so you froze. So we missed right. We missed right after Black Panther. We missed right after Black Panther.
Okay, I'm trying to get media exposure in the major Black magazines. Like Essence, Black Enterprise, those type of magazines.
When is the event?
The event is November the 10th, and I know I need to work in advance.
Yeah. Okay, so teachable moment here. When you're looking at doing print magazines and things like that, a lot of times those lead times are 6 months ahead.
Right.
So they're already working on November. So it may be too late for the actual magazine, but you can still go after their online platform. Okay? And because with the online platforms, it is a constant feeding of the monster. You know, they are looking for content daily. For you, I would highlight the uniqueness of what you do. Like, are you the first, the only, African-American doll show, whatever that is for your particular brand, for whatever that is for your particular brand, that's what you should actually lead with. Then you should actually lead with which one of the castmates are going to be there.
Let me get her name. Her name is Janisha Adams Ginyard.
Oh, that's my girl.
Yep.
She's
gonna be there.
Right. She's a stunt woman.
Yes. And she's one of the warriors, so she's gonna be there this year.
Janisha, funny story about Janisha. I was speaking at an event before she took the role, and she stood and she waited in line to talk to me because she was nervous about having to shave her head.
Wow.
I wanted to slap her. Like, are you kidding? Are you really hesitating on this role because of your hair? It's hair. It grows back, So I'm on Instagram, like I was, walking with her and we were texting back and forth the whole time she was shooting the film. I'm watching her kill it in the media space all over the place. She is amazing, and the girl is a soldier for Christ, so I love her even more. That's my Janisha story. She is a beautiful soul, so congratulations on landing her. You should lead with that. Black Panther actress. I don't know. Does she title herself as an actress in Black Panther, or does she go with the stunt woman aspect of her?
You know what she does? She has actress, stunt woman, and Dora Milaje.
So lead with that for sure. What city are you in?
I'm in Detroit, Michigan, and we are the largest of its kind in the Midwest.
Okay. So what you should be doing is hitting definitely Detroit, because that's home, you know, and just making sure that your segment is on point of what you're talking about for Detroit. Because I forget what market number Detroit is, but I can't imagine that it's in a low market because it's Detroit. But you should be hitting all the Midwest cities if that's the title. You know, the founder of the largest Midwest doll show, you know, is in studio today, and you get to talk about, you know, or drawing the parallel of Black Panther with the doll show, you know, all kinds of I'm thinking, hold on.
Yes, ma'am.
All kinds of parallels, you know, with, there's something there, and I would have to like kind of just sit with it for a minute, but there's something there about dolls and the warriors. There's something there. It's not unlocking for me right now, but there's a parallel there that you could capitalize on. You know, Black beauty. That's what it is. It's like they're coming out, gotcha, Rovan. They're coming out with, you know, they made bald heads in vogue again. You know what I'm saying? And so what is the doll culture going to look like now? You know, not gone are the days of, you know, weave looking, you know, baby dolls. The Baba dolls, the dolls that are now going to be coming out because of, you know, these striking, bold features with the bald heads and things like that. So I want you to play with that and start looking at the parallels you can draw with the movie. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Of course. Carol Ann, your hand is raised. Oh, wait, Claire. Oh, okay, Claire, are these in order for me? So Tanika is first? Yes. Oh, okay, so hold on, Carol Ann. Tanika.
Hi.
There we are. Hi, Pumpkin.
Hi. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. Okay, so I am getting a business off the ground. It's a streaming company for Black movies.
Okay.
And I am wanting to spark more filmmaker interest because my volume of movies is going kind of slow. People signing up, that number is going pretty quickly. So I don't know how to spark that interest, and should media coverage work to help me in that area?
Okay. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a huge lift. You know, especially with like Netflix and Amazon and Hulu, that's a huge lift. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I think it's almost going to be kind of what I just told Sandra, that you've got to capitalize on I don't know if it's the first, but, you know, the first Black woman-owned, you know, movie streaming. That's the only thing that's coming to me for right now, because it's not like you're not positioning your expertise as a solution to someone's problem. Okay. So Tavy said, what is the streaming service called?
Reel 365, REEL 365.
Okay. So I think for you, your story is who you are.
Okay.
Okay. Where are you located?
In the DC area.
Okay, so if you're looking at doing television, I would say that you need to start in lower markets, because DC is the number 9 market. Okay.
Okay.
But there's certainly, you know, okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. You can kill it in the podcast space.
Okay.
Radio space. And the reason why you can kill it, because this ain't no small feat. You know, the lessons you learned of even launching this thing. the lessons you've learned of getting funding. So, there we go. Shape you. I don't think you're going to do well in television until you get bigger, okay? Where you're going to kill the game is in podcasts and radio. And if you're on Facebook, use the link to come over to Zoom, okay, so that you can interact if you have questions. Where you're going to kill it is in the podcast and the radio space, because there is a podcast or a radio show for everything. Basket weaving while you flying down the 101 freeway on a motorcycle podcast. Okay, there's a podcast for everything. So you can find places. Stop laughing at me. I don't know who that was, but you just fell out laughing. I can see, because I got all y'all on my screen. Audrey, I know you. I see you laughing. So y'all know I ain't got good sense. But I want you to leverage your lessons.
Okay.
Leverage the lessons that you learned in building this. You got lessons in marketing. You got lessons in fundraising. You got lessons in logo design. You got things that stay away from. There's a podcast about Hollywood. So you can even start looking at that. Oh, that would be a good place. Look up Hollywood-themed, movie-themed podcasts.
Okay.
That's where you're going to kill the game. That's where you're going to kill it. And shape it around what we can learn, what myths you can burst, what to avoid, the pitfalls to avoid, the absolutely non-negotiable things you need to do. Shape it around that. Okay. But make sure you lead with your story. If you are the first Black woman-owned thing.
And I'm not.
Okay. Dang, there's more than one Black woman-owned movie streaming service?
Yeah.
That's
one other that I know of, Quelle TV.
Okay, so I'm one of two. Roll with that.
Okay.
One of two. So that's dope, though. Good for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's really dope. But that's where, from my gut instinct, that's where you're gonna kill the game, Tanika. Is it Tanika? Am I pronouncing it right?
Tanika.
Okay, so that's where you're gonna kill the game.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. Renee, I don't know if you can see him, but that's our Dean Keen up there. You see Dean Keen? Dean Keen, wave at Renee.
I was an RA when the annex opened. I was the inaugural group.
Yes. I told him I hadn't seen his face in like 25 years. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna come back. Okay. But I had to, because on my screen, Dean Keen is right above you on my screen.
Yes, I can see him.
Okay, that's what made me think about it.
Carlisle Seeley and said, I'm on a Zoom video with Dean Keen.
All right. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just in awe. Like, that's the roles would be reversed, and I hope I've made him proud. It's like, it's just, I'm having a moment, okay? Just having a moment to be able to now serve him with my lane of genius of him, taking care of me. He gonna deny it, but, I ended up in slow hall every semester, but I ain't gonna tell. Okay, so who was next? Let me see. Martha Hudson. Martha, where are you, Martha? Okay. Okay, so I should be able to hear you.
Yes. Hello. How are you this evening?
I'm great. However, I just noticed my computer has gone down to 30%. Hold on.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, guys. I didn't think I was going to need my power. Coming. Hold on. I'm coming. Sorry. Coming. I can't go that way, then y'all see my Daisy Duke, so hold on. Gotta go a different way. Hold on. Okay, y'all didn't see my Daisy Dukes, did you? Okay.
No, we didn't.
All right, so Martha. All right, sorry guys. Let's go.
That's fine. Good. Thank you for having me on here as well. My name is Martha Hudson. I have two sides to Martha Hudson. I'm the CEO and founder of Rediscover Her and Chasing Purpose Leadership Academy. I teach women and a few good men how to take their purpose to profits. And on the other side of that, I teach women how to rediscover, redefine, and reintroduce the new you unapologetically. So with that being said, over the last 45 days, I've been able, like the other young lady, I hired a publicist or PR person to try to get me more exposure, especially with my new book that I just completed called Chasing Purpose. But unbeknownst to me, we worked together for almost a year with absolutely nothing being done. And ironically, he's a HU graduate, bless his heart. But anyway, needless
you could have left that part out. You didn't have to tell us that part. You didn't have to tell us that part. Really?
Needless to say, I was able for the last 45 days book myself on WCNBC here in Charlotte.
Okay.
Just by going online and I did a small research because I didn't know how to pitch anything. And so with that being said, they enjoyed me the first time. They invited me back. They said, pitch me something else because we like your energy. I did that. And then I'm pitched again for May 18th. My question is now that I've pitched myself to that particular station, how can I expand that realm to actually start? I want to do a book tour, so I want to be able to pitch in those markets in which I'm going, and then from there, how can I?
Okay, so whoa. Okay, so let's take it piece by piece.
Okay. All right.
Tell me what your first pitch was.
My first pitch was, being that I came on Women's Empowerment Month, 5 tips for women to rediscover her purpose.
Okay.
So I came on with those tips on how women can rediscover, being that they are mothers and wives, how they can now rediscover their purpose and their dreams and goals. And so I went from that avenue with them.
Okay, so that was a good pitch. I think you may have to get a little more savvy with it. Maybe consider, part of the pitch as including, I think I read somewhere with the statistics. And if you're on Facebook Live, I say you use the link in the comments to come over to Zoom, but use the statistics, Martha, about there are more women or something going back in the workforce now, or they're coming out of working from home, being stay-at-home moms, and they're re-entering the workforce. So I would start getting there. And if you're looking to do a book tour, you don't change the game. If that pitch worked, pitch it other places. Don't change the game. If that pitch worked, go with that pitch and pitch it in other markets. Okay?
Okay.
So that was the first part of the question. What's the second part?
And the second part is, I've been looking at doing maybe podcasts or coming from the Facebook Live aspect and doing that Chasing Purpose TV, that's really sharing and showing everyday individuals how others just like them was able to succeed in the areas of entrepreneurship, because I work a lot with entrepreneurs, particularly women, in the area of how they took their purpose and turned it into profits so that they can live the life that they are so rightfully wanting to live each and every day and making money while doing so. So I was thinking, and I didn't know should I actually start that avenue of my life at this moment, or should I just wait and get more exposure?
Well, I would choose what can get you booked quick, soon, and fast. On the entrepreneur side, Black women are the fastest growing entrepreneur market, I believe.
They are.
So you can go in the door that way. Like right now, you just missed the window of Small Business Week, but you could have been pitching. But going forward, next year, you'll know this. You could be pitching hard in small business. One of my mavericks, Bernadette Harris, booked herself in small business. I think she did Mavericks here. Do y'all remember she did ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox? She did one of them, but she booked herself for Small Business Week. So you're looking for any opportunity that's happening that you can actually newsjack and leverage. But it just depends on what's going on. So you already have the pitch written for the Rediscover, whatever that aspect was. I would say hit it hard with that. And then do the same thing, the relationship that you have with the Charlotte station. Mm-hmm. Then if you do well, they're going to come back and say, what else you got?
Right. And they have done that. And that's how I ended up being on there 3 times. So when I sent this last pitch that I sent to them, the 7 secrets you must know in order to stop being a hidden figure or the best kept secret, they jumped on it.
Right. Did you already do that?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so
I do that on May 18th.
Okay, 7 secrets is a lot to get through in television.
So I'll drop it down to 5 because usually I do 5.
Yeah, I was going to say keep it between 3 and 5. Okay. 7, unless they're going to give you like a 10-minute segment, that's a lot to get through in a television segment. That's something you can do for a podcast or a radio interview.
My last 2 segments have been about 7 minutes each.
That's good. Okay, so then if they have been around 7, then yeah, go with the 5. You can get 5 in. 7 is a bit much. Cabrini says, I agree with Audrey. She should hire you to eat because she got burned by publicists. And then she had to throw in there was an HU grad.
I'm sorry, but that was real
extra info. It's got to be extra. But yeah, I say, going forward though, Martha, keep it between 3 to 5 when you pitch. Okay. When you craft the segment, you can tell them I have 7, but today I'm gonna give you 3.
Great.
Because you want it conversational. Anytime you do an interview, it should not be a monologue. It should be an easy flowing conversation between you and the host. Okay. I always say an interview is not really an interview. It's a conversation that millions of people get to eavesdrop on.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Was that your question there? Did I answer?
Yes, you answered that. That's fine. And yes, I'm doing what I need to do on the back end so that I can be a maverick. So
good.
I look forward to that.
Good. Okay, I'll take one more and then break down and talk about, ironically, becoming a maverick, and then we'll come back into the Q&A. So, Claire, how you doing that? Like, I'm seeing the names. Well, I didn't know you can go and edit your comment. I see that. Okay, Melissa. Hi, Melissa. That's my mentee from Howard. Hey! Wait, I think you're still muted. We can't hear you.
I didn't do it, right?
Okay, now we're good.
Hello. Thank you for hosting this.
Yes, my pleasure.
So for me, I wrote a series on colorism. So I'm getting ready to pitch the crowdfunding campaign. I am working with a publicist, but I don't want to depend on her. I want to be able to, because it's like a barter that we're doing. So I want to be able to pitch myself to get enough, I guess news coverage to on the subject, because colorism is, a lot of people are talking about it now, especially with like certain artists and Afro-Latinidad. So I wanted to see how to best get out there as far as getting people to check out the crowdfunding website and even the series website, because I also wrote a poem to try to attract some coverage on it as well.
Okay. Give me a little more details about the project.
Sure. So the series is called Publicity, and it's based on colorism. It follows 4 different families. So it's 2 Latina sisters. One's an Afro-Latina, one's a white Latina, and just their complicated relationship. And then one of the sisters has MS, so I also cover autoimmune disease. The second one is an Indian woman who bleaches her skin. The other one is a guy. He's half black, half Asian, and just walking that line there. And then the other one is an African American woman she's light skinned, but just feels like she can't fit in with her darker skinned family. And it's just like, it's almost like Crash, where all their stories intertwine with each other.
Okay. So I think when you're talking about approaching the media, you talk about the uniqueness of the series, because to my knowledge, I have not heard that being done, and that it's a social experiment.
Okay.
You talk about the lessons that came from this social experiment.
Okay.
I think you're gonna, just keep your ears peeled to. That's not funny, Melissa. Keep your ears peeled to the ground. That's not funny, Audrey. I see you laughing too. Y'all know I can see y'all, right? You do know I can see you. So paying attention to what's really going on. Like, one of the hooks you can latch on to is Black Panther. Black Panther was an excellent display of colorism. So start looking at the conversations that's happening. For instance, this may be bad, but this is what came to mind immediately. So you got to walk, gently with this. But the young kid who was recently killed, shot in the back, I think it was in Oakland, in his backyard, was it Stephen Clark or something?
Yeah.
Where it came out that, his Twitter was full of Black woman hatred, and colorism, basically. So you're looking for opportunities like that. And I hate, y'all know my heart, so I'm not saying like, only word I can think of is opportunities, but you're looking at happenings like that then it opens the door for you to have the conversation. Because especially on this topic, you're just looking to talk about the dialogue. You're looking for when companies do a misstep. Oh, recently, I don't know who this woman is, but my social media blew up by this white woman and how she used this ad that went from, white to dark or dark to white, and how white was, thank you, Audrey put it in there, Danielle, thank you, Danielle Laporte, is it Laporte or Laporte? However, Laporte, okay. So you're looking for things like that. When Dove got in trouble, with their ad, that's when you want to pounce. And you want to pounce in such a way that you say, Melissa Guzman did a social experiment that says, yeah, this is right, or no, this is wrong. Not necessarily, okay, so is your project about colorism within our community, or just colorism between white and Black?
Colorism within our own communities.
Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. No, Starbucks is not the way to go. It's, gotcha, Ravon. It's more or less of Dove, it's the transition, and you still can insert yourself into the conversation of what happens with us. The skin bleaching, like right now, if memory serves me correctly, like there's a big thing in Africa even with, skin bleaching, and things like that. So you want to look at those kind of, you want to pay attention to what's happening there, because that's when you have to just pounce. Anita says, Love and Hip Hop Miami had a storyline about dark-skinned Latinas versus lighter-skinned Latinas.
Yeah, she's in the pitch video. I included her. Her name is Amara La Negra. So I did include that tidbit on my pitch video, because the pitch bit with the campaign, you only get 30 days, and I have to raise 20 grand to do this project properly.
Okay.
So before I launch, I just wanted to have my ducks in order to kind of go out with guns blazing.
Yeah. Those are the kind of things that you're going to be looking to hook into, of having the conversation. Back it up with stats for sure.
Okay.
As to, Dove got slammed. Like, you can start your pitch with Dove got slammed for it. Did H&M get slammed for it, or was H&M? It was. Was H&M, that was about the little boy with the monkey shirt, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking that that's one you should go with, the H&M, but do the research and see what companies have gotten slammed. Okay, Rovon, what companies have gotten slammed in the past? And hook into that to start the pitch off.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. All right. So we're going to take a brief pause, and I'm going to tell y'all what I got for you so that you can continue having the tools you need to make noise. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, can y'all see my screen? Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. All right, so Media Mavericks Academy pretty much has 3 layers to it. Top tier layer is Media Mavericks Elite. That's when I work with you one-on-one. And if I take you on as a client, I guarantee you that I'm going to book you on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, or CW at least 3 times. It's going to make sure I book you, I craft your segment, I pitch your segment, and then we work on everything that comes out of your mouth one-on-one. The middle tier is my signature program, Media Mavericks Masters. That's the DIY program. A lot of my Mavericks are here that can vouch for this, that this is the program where I teach you all my tools and techniques. I dump out my whole brain into this program where you get to take this and do it yourself and crush the interview. So if that's something you want to talk about, you start that at MediaMavericks.tv/B12, because we should probably talk about it, okay? The one I want to talk to you today, though, is the program that is not even available on my website. It's called Pimp Your PR. Pimp Your PR. It is a program that really I built for people who either they're not ready and don't just want to have the time to go into full form of, Mavericks, Media Mavericks Masters, the DIY program, because Media Mavericks Masters, it's a lot. I'm not going to tell you that booking yourself is easy, but the steps I've outlined, it is simple. You got to be willing to put in the work. So I developed Pimp Your PR because of Newsjacking, because I taught you the concept of Newsjacking. So then I needed to teach you how you could actually go to the next level. So Pimp Your PR is based on Newsjacking 101, which a lot of you guys already downloaded the free guide, but that takes you into Pimp Your Pitch. Pimp Your Pitch is Newsjacking 102. That is where I teach you the basic elements of pitching, what should be in a pitch, what, how to actually position yourself. And so this is Tiffany Lawrence. Y'all may know her. If you're in the Noisemaker Squad, you may know Tiffany. Tiffany is in the Noisemaker Squad. She's a mom of twins. She's a parenting expert. And so when Black Panther came out, Tiff wrote a blog about why her 5-year-old girls were not going to see Black Panther. She then pitched that and ended up booking herself on a show for CW called River City Live, based on her taking the elements of doing the pitch. She did this herself. This is Deshaun Bullard. Deshaun is one of my VIP clients. Deshaun is just beast across the board. And so when Black Panther came out, y'all know the scene where the Wakanda warrior, she ripped off her wig because she'd gone in, they were in the disguise, she was wearing a wig. And so I newsjacked that scene, and my pitch was around Wakanda warriors are ripping off their wigs by choice, but 46 million women have to wear wigs by force. And that one pitch got her ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC. I booked her. So do you see how, once again, I like to give receipts because I want y'all to see what's possible. Deshaun is a beast in her lane. She has products in JCPenney and Walmart. And so I knew immediately, let me just newsjack this and that one pitch. And then, so going back to me, what I was saying to Martha, I didn't change the game. I just sent out that same pitch to different outlets, and that one pitch got her booked. That pitch worked. So that's why I was saying to you, Martha, you change the game. If you know that pitch got some traction, go with it. All right. So Pimp Your PR 103 is all about rocking your genius. So you've done the pitch, you've gotten booked. What is it that you need to actually say? This is once again, it's just the nitro boost. It doesn't go into complete detail. It's like I do in masters, but it gives you enough to actually, do a decent job on your interview. And so this is Dr. Angela Spranger. Where is Angela? I forget what city Angela is. She newsjacked when the Me Too movement first jumped off. And we really were talking about when Harvey Weinstein, that's when it first jumped off, Harvey Weinstein. She newsjacked, pitched herself to her local markets and got booked. So then she came to me and was like, TeeJ, what am I supposed to say? And so she invested in Rock Your Genius and she killed it. She killed it. So I'm going to let you hear.
When I got the opportunity as a college professor who was just frustrated with all of the media attention that was going towards the sexual assault allegations in the past several months, I reached out to TeeJ and basically did what she calls a newsjacking. So I reached out to 2 local news outlets, ABC and CBS. Locally, we needed to continue the dialogue in a different way and stop focusing so much on all the naughty boys and what they had done, and really address the issue of sexual harassment in the workplace, what it looks like, what it sounds like, how to address it. It worked. And they accepted my offer. They said they wanted to talk with me as a local expert about sexual harassment. Well, I almost fell apart. So I turned to TeeJ and she said, all right, Media Maverick, you've got to consult the Rock Your Genius program. It helped me so much to know how to show up with spunk and to be prepared to represent my genius, my expertise, stand up in my power. And I'm so proud to report that, as you see behind me, I had 2 news appearances, one right after the other, and then a newspaper interview.
So there's Dr. Angela. So once again, I'm very strategic when I craft sound bites and I teach you how to, sound bites. None of my Mavericks just get on any interview. And if they're in the chat, I can't see the chat right now, but if they're in the chat, they'll tell you I'm very strategic about what comes out your mouth. It's not, we're going to get on we are not reactive to an interview. We are definitely proactive to how we get down in an interview. And then finally, the aftermath. Shanice, are you here? Unmute your audio and let me know if you're here because I don't want to go out of this. But the aftermath is what you do next. So you booked yourself, you rocked the interview. What do you do next to leverage?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. There we go.
Okay.
So what you can do to leverage that one newsjack into more media. And for me right now, Shanice Pruitt-Cleckley kills the game in leveraging. So Shanice is, as she calls herself, pleasantly fluffy. And she lost 100 pounds. So she lost 100 pounds and she did a newsjack. Shanice, I forget, tell them what your original newsjack was. That you wrote and got an editorial in the newspaper.
The original newsjack was about my life. Was about a girl who had a baby at Claflin University, and I wrote it about my life instead of me having a teenage baby, and how we need to not victimize her, but to find her to be a little bit to give her some compassion. And then that went into me talking about my weight. So then I got on TV.
Right. So she then leveraged that into a whole bunch of other stuff that we because Shanice, she's a beast at this. But I wanted to just share a minute of like, this is what she wrote to me when she became a Maverick. She's like, inspiration. Shanice, I'm gonna mute you for a minute because it's kind of loud, and I'll come back to you. Truly, you have no idea. Last year when I met you, I was in the depths of despair, wondering where my place was in the world. I've always had the feeling I was ready and supposed to be great, but no one had ever given me permission, not my mama, not my daddy, nobody. You reminded me that God told me I is great. I think you meant to say I is great. God made me who I am. Fat, jolly, smart, cute in the face, and thick in the waist. Teen mom, bankrupt, raped, and unfriended. God still calls me great, and his word is bond. I had to walk into that greatness and lean on others' faith, help break the bonds of despair and depression. Because you walked in your gift, I can hold up my head and walk in mine. I told you at the beginning of the call, like I suck at a lot of stuff, but media ain't one. This is the one place you will never see me downplay, because I know that there are people like Shanice out there who need to really own their genius. And so a few months after she became a Maverick, she posted this in our group. You guys have been so inspiring to me. This is in our private Media Maverick group. For Media Mavericks Masters. I've been a Maverick for almost a year. Shanice won her place in Mavericks, and my world has forever changed. One of my New Year's goals was to make bold moves with confidence. I always made bold moves, but most of the time, I'm not confident. Since last July, I've accomplished goals that I only dreamed of. I've written and published 2 books on my own. She did that as a Maverick. I'm a part of an anthology that will release in September that tells a story of how I became a teen mom. I've had 2 keynote speaking engagements, more than 4 TV media segments on Fox, ABC, and CBS, 3 print write-ups, 1 podcast, and 1 online media write-up. I have started more live streaming and met some lifelong sisters. I've learned to value myself and my gifts. Thanks, TeeJ, for everything. I can't express how you have directed my purpose. I don't have the words to express the gratitude that is in my spirit. I am forever in your service. Shanice messed around, and she was the first Maverick that booked herself. She didn't work with me one-on-one. She booked herself on ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox herself. She is a busy mom. She's a baker. She got 4 kids. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's a busy mom. She's a baker. She's married. She's got a full life, but somehow she managed to do what I told her and booked herself on 4 major outlets. And then recently, girlfriend, because she was making more noise, this is what I'm talking about, the aftermath, the leverage of media. She messed around and got on the radar of Google. And so this is pictures of her doing, well, Shanice, just tell them, take about 45 seconds and tell them what you were doing with Google and how Google came about. I'm going to unmute you. Okay.
Am I unmuted?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Google has a program called Grow with Google. They were looking for companies in South Carolina in order to represent their Grow with Google initiative, which is to help business people grow. They looked at my Instagram, they looked at my Facebook, and they saw my live streams and saw my media, which I had to submit to a casting agent. And then they checked my receipts, everything I had, and I became the face of South Carolina for Grow with Google, which was a conference that they had last week with 1,400 registered people. 500 people came, and then they tweeted to 21 million people a film about me and my family that's 5 minutes long. I've had interviews for it, radio, TV, and everything else. So I am now the face of Grow with Google for South Carolina.
That all because she leveraged the heck out of that one Newsjack. That's how it starts. So do y'all see, I'm glad she was here because I texted her earlier today, but I'm glad she was here so y'all can hear from her what it is that she did. So did you get hear from her? So because it's one thing if I tell y'all all about it, when y'all hear it from the people who are doing it, it's a whole different ball game. Thanks, Shanice.
Yep.
I love you.
I love you too, because TeeJ is the best.
So that is basically Pimp Your PR. And one of the things that I do is I tell you to go for the logos. What do I mean by go for the logos? So earlier when I told you I want you to stay out of the top markets, stay out of the New York, stay out of the LA, stay out of the Chicagos, which is number 3, Philly is number 4, Dallas is number 5. Go into the lower markets because It doesn't matter if you do NBC New York or NBC Biloxi or NBC Timbuktu. It is still as seen on. And if you go to MediaMavericks.tv, my website, the first thing you're going to hit you is this graphic. It's going to keep all, put down all these logos, because when somebody comes to your website, if everything is considered equal versus y'all price is the same, your background is the same, your expertise is the same, the quality of the product is the same, but that potential customer goes to your website and they see as seen on and whatever your media is, but then they go to the competitor's website and they don't see anything, automatically you have just changed the game in their mind, because these media outlets have actually vetted you. And if you are the introvert variety and you don't see yourself doing TV, you hear me say it, start small, start with podcasting. So you can be sitting in your Daisy Dukes or sitting in your pajamas doing a media interview in the nude if you want to. I don't really care, because can't nobody see you. You can have your notes there. Start small, get used to talking in sound bites, and then grow, but do something. Go for the logo so that when people come to your website, they can see that these different media outlets have vetted you. So normally, Pimp Your PR, when I sell it as a package, is $397 for the program. The 101, 102, 103, 104. It's all behind a membership wall. You have access to it whenever you want. But if before the end of this call or the first 20 people, you get it for $197. $197. By the end of the call, I decompress. Then my team knows to go ahead and put it back at $247. Make it $247 for the people who hear the replay. But for you live, I wanted to reward you. If you were here live, it's the first 20 people or by the end of the call. There are a couple of bonuses that I'm throwing in. So first 20 people, get it for $197. That's the website at the bottom. Claire, can you post that? That's the website at the bottom. But I don't know if it's cut off on your screen, guys, but you need to use the code PYPRTWT, which is Pimp Your PR Time with TeeJ. So all caps. It needs to be all caps, PYPRTWT, and that will give you $200 off when you go to the website and get ready to purchase. MaverickShine.com/pimpyourpr is the website. The bonus is, if you decide that you want to upgrade into the full signature program of Media Mavericks Masters, that's the full program. So think of Pimp Your PR is very targeted. It's more about newsjacking and what to do if you find some way to hijack the media trend, the social media trend for yourself. Masters is full everything where you going into the media cold, how to position yourself. So if you decide that you want to go from Pimp Your PR to upgrade into Media Mavericks Masters at what the rate is at the time, I will take the $197 and apply it to the tuition of Masters. So essentially, you'll be kind of getting Pimp Your PR for free once you upgrade into Masters, okay? Again, Masters is for those people who like, yeah, Teach, I didn't know like somebody like you existed. I don't want to start small. I want to go ahead and do the whole kip and caboodle with you. But if that's not you, it's okay. Start with Pimp Your PR. Do something. For the first 5 people who leap at $197, I am going to give you a 30-minute pitch critique. A 30-minute pitch critique. So when you write your pitch, you can get a session with me on Zoom for me to critique your pitch and help you make it better. That's for the first 5. So we got it. MaverickShine.com/Pimp Your PR. $197 for the first 20 people or end of the call, whichever comes first. $197 to the end of the call or the first 20, okay? So you already got the Newsjacking guide. Oh, for those of you who've already invested in Pimp Your PR 102, because you got it when you downloaded the guide, by next Friday, I will credit you your investment. If you go ahead and get Pimp Your PR, by next Friday, I will actually credit your investment back to your credit card that you paid for Pimp Your Pitch. So if those of you are like, well, wait a minute, I already got Pimp Your Pitch. Got you. We're going to refund that investment. Once you are clear that the 197 has gone through, you're going to get whatever your investment was when you upgraded from the ebook to Pimp Your Pitch. All right? So maverickshine.com/Pimp Your PR. Use the code Pimp Your PR TWT, PYPR TWT in all caps, and that'll get it for you for $197. All right? So I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to check out the chat, and then does anybody have questions about the offer? Let me make sure I get those questions out the way. Claire, let me know if I'm missing it. Get the LinkedIn forget that deal. Yes, lifetime access for Pimp Your PR at $197, Michelle. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. We good? We're going to resume back to questions. So, Annette. Oh, wait, hold on. Question from Zakia. I can answer really quickly. What if your local market is number one of top 30 markets? So you're in New York, I'm assuming, because that's the number one market, Zakia. So what you want to do there is not do New York. You want to go into smaller markets that are around New York that you can still get to. I've been known to get on the plane, fly to Albuquerque on the very first flight, do a media appearance that afternoon in Albuquerque, be back on the plane right after the media appearance and back in LA all in one day. That's what you can do. But stay out of the number one market if you've never done media before. Okay? All right. So, Annette, where are you? Okay, I see Annette. Okay, gotcha, Annette.
Hello, how are you?
Hi.
So, my two expert fields, I work in the travel industry, so okay. I really love helping people create those beautiful memories. And I'm also an interconnected healing life coach. Okay. So I work with individuals and I work with families.
Okay.
I really would like to do something around those that fear travel. And there are, I've asked several people, and sometimes they say they're afraid of because of what they see in the media. So it's like overcoming your fear of travel and maybe doing a documentary of people experiences, even as we go on flights, as we go on cruises, as we go to different destinations to, to get people out there.
So what exactly do you do in the travel industry?
So actually I book people trips to different places, and I actually show people how they can travel for less money.
So is this a direct marketing program that you're involved in?
Yes, one of them is.
Okay.
But the travel I can still book on my own.
Okay, so is there some kind of certification for someone to call themselves a travel agent? That legally you have to have legal whatever to call yourself a travel agent?
You have to have training.
Okay.
Yeah, so the markets don't just accept you in.
So are you a licensed, certified, or whatever the correct term is, travel agent?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Because the reason why I'm asking is that media is going to shy away from direct marketing.
Oh, yes, I know.
Okay. So when you think of positioning yourself, that's really good, because I never thought about people being afraid to travel. I just never thought about that as being an issue. But if you can come up with ways for people to overcome, and if you're on Facebook Live, I encourage you to use the link in the comments to get over to Zoom, because that's where the interaction is happening. But I think, you're onto something, especially with summertime.
Yes.
Tips for traveling with children. Tips for, it's kind of like your segment is, okay, it's inevitable at some point that, for most of us, at some point in our lives, we're going to have to get on a plane.
That's right.
People are terrified of that. But in studio today, we have a travel agent extraordinary expert, Annette, and she's going to tell us different ways that you can get over your fear of flying. Or she's going to tell us how Cabrini says traveling while black. Shut up, Cabrini. She's going to tell us how we can, travel, make it easier to travel with children, or things we can, do. I think right now for you, pouncing on, it's coming up to be summer and kids are out of school. You can put low-cost destinations for parents with families, secrets to getting the Disney hookup tickets. If you cannot go wrong when you serve the media with tips for parents and busy moms. You cannot go wrong with that. That is like golden, and especially, and what comes up for me immediately, and my Mavericks know this story, because depending on how long you follow me, I told you so girl, because I suck at a lot of stuff. Media ain't one. So when I get it right, I'm gonna tell you. And so one of my Mavericks, I told her to pitch a segment to Dr. Oz, and I told her exactly what to pitch, and it was about parents helping their kids. I was going to say helping their kids, for children and kids, but parents helping their kids unplug from technology during the summer. She pitched it. Dr. Oz loved it. His producers loved it. They were getting ready to go on hiatus at the time that she was pitching, and she got scared and didn't nurture that relationship. So fast forward about 6 months, and I walk in the house, and Access Hollywood Live is on my TV screen, and the segment that they tease coming up after the breaks, how can parents get their kids to unplug from technology during the summer? I have witnesses here that will tell you I went into our private Maverick Facebook group, tagged her, and was like, I told you this was a golden segment. Got it, Ravon. I told you this was a golden segment. You should have listened to me. So when I'm sitting here telling you, Annette, that you cannot go wrong with the segment around kids and parents, listen to what I'm telling you, especially for the summer. Okay?
Yeah.
What was the second question? Because I got 2 minutes. Then Ravon's going to give me, what's the second question?
Okay, so, well, right now I do radio. So I have it's through a private radio. It's a live stream radio. And I said, something I need to work on is because I would rather be behind the scenes than in front. Even though I know I have the capability, but it's like I've been like a kind of off the screen or off the scene person, and so it's like just like working. And I don't know if I really have a fear of camera. I don't know what it is that
I'm telling y'all, I'm not playing when I say start with the podcast where they can't see you. You can sit there with your notes and actually read what you need to talk about. That will start building your confidence. The only way to get good at media is to do media. You are not going to get good at it by sitting and just telling me, I don't know what's going on, TeeJ, but I'm a little nervous. You got to do it. There's no way around that. And that I don't have no secret potion that I'm going to be abracadabra, boom, you're good. And that you got to actually do it and start on some of these small podcasts, these small internet radio shows. Do Facebook Lives. Gotcha, Ravon. do Facebook Lives with your, you know, your pals to just get used to, because you just got to get used to hearing yourself talk in the expert mode. Okay? But you got to do it.
I know my coach, she been like pushing me, and she was like, get out there. And so I do a few Facebook Lives, and then I just go back in. And people comment, and they say good things, and I'm like, but I'm working on it.
Right. And just start small. Good. You're going to do it.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Hold on. I lost my list of where Claire was telling me what order. Carol Ann, you up?
Hey, TeeJ.
Hi, Pumpkin.
How are you?
I'm happy.
Good. Well, first of all, I learned something tonight, and that was, and I'm going to have to ramp up maybe for next year. I'm a certified life and health coach, and I lost my mom, and I think it would have been a good idea to talk about, you know, women, or just how to deal with Mother's Day, because Mother's Day is not a good day for a lot of people, and I can still do something about that on Facebook. So I just am listening to you tonight. So thank you for kind of giving me that inspiration.
Yeah. Sorry about your mom, Carol Ann. Sorry.
No, thank you so much. But it's, you know, it's one of those things to inspire other women to take care of themselves, along with what I promote all the time. So, but I've never thought about like putting something out, you know, about it, like just to, you know, kind of, I share about it in my Facebook Lives and things like that. But I guess, you know, the best thing to do, in your opinion, would it be to just like do a Facebook blog post about, you know, like 7 ways to get through Mother's Day when you've lost your mom, or something like that?
Yeah. Did you, do you have a blog?
I don't have an official blog.
Okay. All right. So then, yeah, start there. Because what made me think about it is that earlier in the call, I said that's how Dr. Sandra, she newsjacked the flu, and her blog got shared 50,000 times.
Okay. I mean, I have a website, and I could put up a blog page, I guess, but
yeah, you can do that.
So I could do it that way.
And you can use that. You can even, this is going to sound like, y'all have to remember, I always think in media terms. So I have to be careful that I don't just go to, but it's like, my wording I want to use is leverage that this is your first time without your mom that is launching this blog.
It's not my, it's not my first, like, this is not my first Mother's Day without her.
Okay.
I'm getting stronger now, and it's like, you know, my mom died in 2010, but I never really thought to like put something out about how to get through Mother's Day, because I have to get through it myself, you know, so I'm not really thinking about, let me tell others how to get through it too. But, you know, I'm in a place where I'm stronger now and can share.
So then I would still kind of go with that angle of their first blog post is inspired because I'm on another side of dealing with another Mother's Day with my mom. And so I wanted to take this opportunity to speak to other people who maybe this is their first one. And here are the lessons that I've learned. So you can even use that as a propelling to launch the blog.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I'm hoping that that's coming out right, but I always think in media of how to actually, because at the end of the day, I'm all about serving people and positioning you in the best possible way to serve people. And so that to me would grab my attention, you know, that Carol Ann is launching her blog, and her first blog post is serving others of how to walk through this grief.
Now, does it have to be a blog, TeeJ? Because I get this like speaking in my voice. Like, I don't have a problem talking and doing Facebook Lives.
A blog post could actually be, well, when I say blog, I meant just a place where you have to go put your content. It could be a video blog.
Okay.
You know, or you can do a Facebook Live. However, whatever you want to do, I was just giving you other ways to look at using that to actually launch your blog.
Okay. And then with that, and then how to, I thought about that here. And then as a certified life and health coach, there's a million people out there. I've asked you this, you know, in a post in the Maverick group, but how to really, I guess, set myself apart. My brand is organically growing. Like, people look to me for health and wellness and motivation. People think I teach yoga. I don't. I put up yoga posts because I enjoy doing it, and a lot of healthy lifestyle living. So people are like following me for food posts and exercise posts and motivation and things like that. And how to get more targeted so that I can start to position myself as an expert to get media opportunities. So how would I like strategically go about doing that in a better way? Because I mean, I have a website, I do Facebook, but I don't necessarily know if the strategy is, and I know it will morph and grow, but kind of like how to continuously put that out there so that people do say, she is an expert. You know, it's growing, but how do I keep the momentum behind it and make it stand out?
Okay, so it's like I wrote in when you asked that in the Noisemaker Squad. It's a continuous thing. You just said it. Okay, Ravon, you just said it. It's a continuous thing.
Okay.
It's not a hit it and you just gonna blow up.
Right.
It's consistent. You showing up, positioning yourself as the expert, looking at unique ways for you to pitch yourself to different media outlets around the country, and you just constantly keep showing up. Unfortunately, it's, that industry, that's just not something that all of a sudden, unless you come across and say, I can help you lose 50 pounds in 3 days. Nobody's going to want to talk to you.
So it's one of the best things is like look for opportunities to get myself, like I see a lot of people getting in magazines and things like that. Is that an easy way to start to like?
I won't say anything is easy. You won't hear me say that. Okay. Especially on the DIY side. Nothing is easy. It can be simple. Especially if you follow what I teach you. It's simple. I've broken it down into simplicity. It's still going to take some elbow grease on your part. Yes. It's still going to take some persistence and tenacity on your part if you're doing it yourself. So it's the consistent way of looking at, it's mental health month. It's, physical fitness month. Monique just lost 100 pounds. It's the first time in her whole life, or since she was 17, that she's been under 200 pounds. It's like taking those things and inserting yourself into the conversation. Okay. It's for you. It's got to be just consistent. You constantly doing it and constantly positioning yourself.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. Okay, so I'm gonna do 3 more questions live, and then I'll run through the chat to make sure I've answered everything. So, is it Sadia? I never can remember how you pronounce it. I always get it wrong. I see you because I always forget how to pronounce it. Well, let me unmute you. Okay, there.
And I helped you. I even put Nadia.
I know. Okay, Sadia. Okay, yes, I know. Ma'am. I just forgot.
So I have, the backstory, single life expert. My target audience is single women over 30, whether you're divorced, never been married, have kids, don't have kids. I myself have never been married, don't have any children. So I'm helping women to become more confident in their single season and not get caught up in the shame and the judgment that comes with being single past a certain age and making the wrong choices because you're trying to fit in and entertaining the wrong people and wasting a lot of time. Mm-hmm. So far, I have a podcast that I have content coming to weekly. So I have my own podcast. I have contributed to other blog sites like Miss X Factor, Blavity. I have been on other people's podcasts as a guest, but I don't know if I should just keep doing all of this random stuff or try to hone in on a major or one type of media in order to get more eyes on what I'm doing, because I do have product for sale on my website, which are digital guided journals for women in 5 different topics, all surrounding being single, whether it be mindset, money, lifestyle, relationship, ownership. So I do want to make some money too, but I know I'm supposed to serve the audience, which I think I'm doing with all the free stuff that I have available. I just don't know if I should be honing in on one lane or just continuing to do a whole bunch.
I don't think what you're doing is random. You're making noise on several mediums. So you have your own podcast, so that's positioning you. You've been a guest expert on others. So you're putting yourself out there for partnership and for using, you know, someone else's platform to position you as an expert. You're doing your blog. You have the programs. I think it's the, like I told Carol Ann, it's the consistency of just constantly doing it. And then, you know, it's like anything. Like, I didn't start out working on Shaft. You know, I had to grow to that level to have enough experience with that. I started out working at Extra, the TV show Extra, which is a news show. Mm-hmm. Then I went, so it's the same with anything. It's like, there are things that you need to handle, you know, being the go-to fitness expert, go-to health expert of the Today Show. You know, there are things that have to be in place, or you're going to just drown. You're going to have this amazing opportunity. So take this time to just keep laying, and this goes for everybody. Take the time to continuously lay the foundation of your brand, so that as you get bigger, as you get bigger opportunities, get in front of more people, that all of that stuff has actually, you've laid the foundation there. But for me, it's the consistency. The reason why y'all are here is I'm consistent. I'm on Facebook all the time running my mouth. I took a break from the email list. Some of y'all got the email list to say why I was gone. I've been consistently popping up in your email, 3-4 times a week, to show I'm consistent. You can trust me. I'm going to be here doing this. And so eventually you'll want to come play with me. You'll realize, okay, TeeJ, the real deal. It's the consistency. You've got to build the platform so that you can earn trust, that like-trust factor. And so as you continue to do that, you'll start seeing your brand is getting more exposure. You're getting more opportunities. And then, on the flip side of that, one newsjack can catapult you to the next level. One good newsjack. Like if you read the Newsjacking 101 guide, I interviewed, her Instagram is Make Me a Spouse. But it was like one newsjack, she was doing national TV from one newsjack. But she wasn't ready to actually harness all the opportunities that was coming to her, but you just never know. So you're constantly in consistent preparation. That's what I would term it, consistent preparation.
Because I've had events where people sign up, 20 people. I did just like a free walk, partnered with a fitness studio who I knew the owners. They were also single Black women. Mm-hmm. And 2 people showed up out of 20. So it's kind of like, okay, what happened? I have people that will opt in on my website for my private Facebook group. But when I send my notices,
gotcha, Rovan,
I don't, they're not opening their emails to say, hey, I have a new podcast episode, or hey, I'm doing this or that. And you can see if someone opened the emails or not. But it's like, okay, well.
Baby, people are busy.
It's like you signed up, but you're not opening.
People are busy. Let me tell y'all, do not take that personal. Do not take it personal. People are busy. You still consistent. Okay. A good opt-in rate is like 20% of people opening their emails. But when you consistent and they keep showing up and you writing a good hook, I think my most successful open email was when I wrote Beyonce and Starbucks, and then another successful one was Kevin Hart, Tiffany Haddish, and Shaft or something. Mm. Those emails were opening up quickly. Don't take it personal. People are just busy.
Because I'm like, are they going to know their junk mail or?
No, that's a consistent preparation. Okay. I'll get people that be like, T, I've been on your email list a long time and I just never said nothing. But here, I'm ready to make my deposit to work with you one-on-one. Consistent preparation. Serve them. So don't take it personal. No, none of y'all. Don't take it personal if people ain't opening your email. Okay. Play with some different hooks. And you got to think, you got to play with hooks that attracts them, what serves them, not what sounds cool to you. Whenever I compose an email, I'm looking at what will get them to want to open this email. And that's the same thing with writing a pitch. What's going to get them to open this email? Because it serves them. It speaks to their pain point. It busts a myth for them. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. I guess this maybe Sylvia Lather or Salather. Is that a first name? I don't know if that's a first name. I don't know, but you can correct me. Who that is for you?
Yes, my name is Salather.
Okay, that's the first name. Okay. Let me see you, Salather.
Okay, let me see how. Okay, there I am.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I found you. Hi.
Hi. I am so excited. I've learned already. I raised my hand a while ago, but you've talked about so much stuff. You answered a lot of my questions, so I'm so excited about this. But I know the key to it is consistency, like you said. And I haven't been, so I'm going to be consistent. But I have a company I just started. It's called Women Empowered to Travel. And I consider myself a travel influencer. I'm a fashion and travel influencer. So I'm trying to make some noise to get my company out there so that, I can get more revenue, because right now I'm not getting revenue. I do a lot of travel now. I have just came from Europe. I did a three-country tour in Europe. So, like I said, you answered a lot of my questions.
Oh, good.
Media kits. That's why one thing I had down on my list was a media kit. Do you need that in order to pitch?
I've never done a media kit, and I've never done a press release.
Okay.
All of my. Stop laughing, Renee. Shut up, Renee. I was talking to a news anchor about a couple of weeks ago, and she was talking about teaching people to write press releases, and I was like, I've never written a press release. And she was like, well, how do you book your clients? I write bomb pitches. That's it. And she was like, and so they don't ask you for a press release afterwards? No, what for? I write bomb pitches. I suck at a lot of things, y'all, but publicity ain't one. Yeah. So I can't speak to you about media kit. For me, you look at a media kit when you are a speaker and you want to put yourself out there, but a media kit is not necessary, or press release is not necessary to book yourself. It really isn't. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't teach you how to write press releases. I don't know how, so I ain't gonna teach you what I don't know how to do.
My main goal is, right now I'm trying to work on getting more followers on social media, because a lot of my posts are on social media, Instagram.
Well, let me bust that myth. To book yourself in media, you don't need to have a publicist. You don't need to be a celebrity. You don't need to have tons of followers, and you don't need tons of insider connections. You're looking at the one insider connection you need. So when you're sitting here, saying that your focus is on getting more followers, that's great. I'm just saying you can get more followers by doing a TV appearance and 500,000 people are looking at you.
Wow.
You can get more followers by doing a podcast interview. And let's say, 400 people are listening and 10% of them come, you just got 40 followers by doing a 20-minute interview.
Wow.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with followers. I just want to make it clear that is not necessary if you want to book yourself doing media. When I started pitching myself for my second book, So You Want to Be on a Reality Show, I didn't have a whole bunch of followers. And yet it was my expertise that people were interested in. So if you're looking to build more followers, consider introducing traditional media into that plan.
Okay. That's great.
There's more bang for your buck. A 3-minute, 5-minute interview with 500,000 people looking at you. Let's just say 1% of that comes and finds you on social media. What's 1% of 500,000 people? 500?
A lot. Yeah, a lot.
More than you had.
A lot of people. Yes.
More than you had, and you just got yourself a logo to put on your website.
Yes.
I'm smart.
Yes. So,
Did that answer the question, or you had another one?
Okay, I guess you said the website that brought me to another. The website, does that need to be like, because the website I'm going to have, I'm going to create it myself. So does it does that matter whether it's professional or?
Okay, so Mavericks who are here, do I teach you to have a website? When you do media, I don't have you go to a website. Nope. I don't send people to websites. There's a strategic. That's why I'm very strategic about how my Mavericks get down. My Mavericks have a clear fingerprint on them.
Okay.
How they show up. So yes, you should always have a professional website because it's out there in internet space. So anybody could be Googling you. And a lot of times, you know, producers, in order to find out, gotcha, Rovan, in order for producers to find out more about you, they're going to Google you and come across your website. So you definitely want to have, you know, a decent presence. But one of the things that TeeJ teaches is you don't send the audience to your website.
Wow. Okay.
Right, Tawana?
So true.
So true. You don't go to a website when you're working with me. That's how I know when people are I'm doing this because that's my fingerprint on my Mavericks. That's what I do.
Original Maverick. Hello, original
yes,
Maverick.
I forgot. Tawana wears a badge of honor, which she was in the original Maverick class. She is the professor, and she don't hesitate to let folks know she was an original Maverick.
But can I just say, for those who are new to you and for those who are wondering whether or not they should invest the time in working with you, I hired you with absolutely no desire to be in media whatsoever. None. And as a result of everything you've taught me, even though I had no desire to be in media, I've done podcasts, I've done radio shows, I did my studio interview recently. You name, I've got more speaking engagements, which matters to me because I am a speaker. But I've also grown my business just as a result of how you've shown me how to make some noise, because I'm that person that wanted to be behind the scenes and remain completely anonymous. And here I am a few years later, I'm the LinkedIn professor.
All over the place.
On magazine covers, you know. So thank you. Love you.
I love you more, babe. But yeah, Tawana is the perfect example of somebody. I told Tawana started just how I'm telling y'all, start with podcasts, start with radio. Tawana did not want to be seen. And the one thing, before I go into the last question, the one thing that I tell people, get over yourself, because it ain't about you. There are people at home who are losing sleep over what you can do in your sleep. Wow. So get over yourself and start making noise for these people that God is calling you to serve. That's why I'm so bold in what I do, because I know y'all showed up in full force with a whole bunch of questions that you didn't know who to ask. I came to serve you, period, first and foremost. So I know that those of you who are sitting at home got all these questions and you're losing sleep on how to try to get publicity. It is my job. It is my calling to show up and tell you, well, I got the answers to that. I don't have the answers for a lot of stuff, but I got the answers to that. What is that for you? Who do you need to actually start making noise to show up so that you can serve them? Okay, last question. I don't know how to pronounce the name, but I see it all the time. Okay, you know your name, Brian.
It's Tawana also.
Oh, it's Tawana.
Yes, the one.
I've been in my head. I've been going Tawane. I've been coming up with all kind of just
Tawana way, Tanya.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. So you used to it. Okay.
I'm used to it. No, so I met you. Not really met you, but came across you when I was doing some work for Felicia. If you are familiar with that name,
Atlanta.
The Mac. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Felicia Mack. Yeah, Felicia Mack.
Yeah. So I was doing some admin for her, and that's how I got connected with you. And so I've been just following you ever since then.
Oh.
So, I know, right? You're like, who's this person?
That's a long time.
Long time, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, you're like, who's this person stalking me? So I recently launched our women's ministry, and it's called Geranium. And so I'm on Facebook doing live about 3 times a week. Okay. But everyone has been talking about podcasts. And then tonight you're saying it. So what direction or platform do I need to go into to get that started?
What direction do you need to go in to get podcast started?
Mm-hmm.
All right, God. So, quiet as it's kept, God told me about a month or so ago that it was time to launch a podcast. So, quiet as it's kept, there's a podcast out there called Random Ramblings and Rhetoric with TeeJ Mercer. It's out there. It's on iTunes. It's on Stitcher. I ain't really made it public yet because I've been hiding. That's another conversation between me and God. But that's not funny. Stop laughing. Just tell the truth. Like, God, okay. And what's funny about this, because like before I logged in with y'all, he was like, okay, I need you to put this out there. And here you gonna ask me.
Oh, that's what I do. I stretch people. That's what the women's ministry is about.
So there's about 13 episodes out there.
Okay.
Of random ramblings and rhetoric with TeeJ, because I've been doing it quietly. Just haven't put it out there. So, but I came across this amazing platform called Anchor. Anchor is so dope that it's so Barney simple, easy. Mm-hmm. And typically I wouldn't know this lane because this ain't what I do. And I've never wanted to have a podcast because I don't really listen to podcasts. I felt hypocritical. Like, why should I have a podcast? And I don't listen to podcasts, but I was like, I need to do this. So he made it really Barney simple, which is to use this platform called Anchor. It's anchor.fm. And it's so simple that you can record it, you can edit it, and you can publish it on multiple platforms, all within Anchor. I record all of my podcasts, because Samsung is my sponsor. They just don't know it yet. So the intro to my podcast says, powered by her Samsung Note, because I'm positioning myself. But all of that, I record all of my podcasts on my cell phone, my Samsung Note, because Samsung is my sponsor. They just don't know it yet. And Claire, my assistant, I usually record them on my daily walk. And the early listeners I've given sneak peeks to, they love the fact that I'm doing it on my daily walk. But I record it, it automatically goes into Google Drive. Claire takes it, she puts on, I got a sponsor, Sonia and Bill still here, got a sponsor before I even launched my podcast. The Restroom Kit is my sponsor. So Claire has all the elements that she edits the whole thing together in Anchor. She hits publish and it farms it out to iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, all the major podcasts. So that's all I know about podcasting. So start with Anchor. That has been my go-to. That's all I got. I don't know nothing about analytics because one thing God told me, just do it. Don't be tied to the outcome. That's it. And so I'm just being obedient. And, that's what I've come across that has worked for our workflow of doing it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course. All right. So I'm going to run down the chat. We're a little over. I'm going to run down the chat to make sure I've covered. Audrey says, do you have a list of the top 30 markets? Yes, there's somewhere, Audrey. I will probably if you remind me, send an email to Claire. If you need to get in touch with me, Claire's email is hithere@mediamavericks.tv. hithere@mediamavericks.tv. Claire, Reneka has moved into another level of what she and I do. Claire is my bomb new assistant who keeps me straight. Reneka manages me a whole other level. But Claire is hithere@mediamavericks.tv if you need to get in touch with me. Sadia, which media type should I focus on? Okay, so I answered you, Sadia, right? Zakia, are the PR webinars live or recorded? They're recorded. I taught them live and now they're recorded. Dean Keena, are you telling me you have a question? Okay. All right, let me come back to that. Let me just run through the chat. Okay, you speaking. Sorry, you're using email marketing so that you can see who is viewing it. Okay, so that's Sonia and Bill. Okay. You're welcome, Bunch. You are more than welcome. Oh, good. Okay, she's starting her podcast this week. Okay, Renee, you made a post for the media markets for them, the link. Okay, good. You saw that? Okay, good. I dropped the mic on something. I don't know what it was, but boom, I'll take it. I don't have a lot of followers, but I have TeeJ. That's my Tawana. Thank you for that. Okay, good. By my time, TeeJ's training and follow up what she tells you. Sonia and Bill, that's my restroom kit. Tony Blackman, you see Dean Keene is on here? I got a major media piece this year because I've started asking the people who book me to do media. They ask, how can we help you? And I say, I really need to increase my visibility and get some press. The motivation came from one of TeeJ's Facebook Lives. I'm surprised by how much happens simply by asking. Oh, and it was USA Today. Oh, excuse me, Miss USA Today. That's good, Tony Blackman. Yeah, if you're doing something for major corporations, they got a lot of leverage that they can actually talk to the media on your behalf. Carolyn says, thank you, sir. Okay, check out TeeJ podcast. Yes, they got a sneak peek of it. Audrey typed it in, Random Ramblings and Rhetoric with TeeJ Mercer. Yes, put it out. How can I get on it? Just go to random on your podcast platforms, random Ramblings and Rhetoric. Go there. It's there. It's going to be out there in the world. Oh, so they're valid. They're vouching for Anchor. Told you. Wish it was out when I started. Will save me some hair pulling. Anchor is the bomb. Okay, we love you. Also, awesome pod. Okay. Okay, the link was already okay. Gotcha. So, how you find the producer's info in order to pitch? Are you emailing them to pitch? Sam, that's all in what I teach in Pimp Your PR, and what I teach. That's my sweet sauce. So I can't get it to you for free when people pay that for me, but that's all a part of my system of how to get to the people that will book you. In Masters, I teach you how to pitch on the phone, and I teach you how to pitch by email. Coming back, okay, Sam, how you find, okay. Also, I purchase your pimp. Okay, gotcha, Martha. So since you got the upgrade, I think I addressed that. You heard me say that you'll refund your investment for 101. Cheryl says, thank you, TeeJ. I'm definitely sign up for the everything package. I'm going to be tied to your hip. Come on, Cheryl. I got a lot of room on these hips, too, for y'all. Just hook. My coach, Lisa Nichols, said, hook your train to my caboose, baby. Let's roll. Okay, Dean King, you're going to take us out. Your last question, and then we're going to say goodnight. Can you, let me see. Okay, I should be able to hear you now, Dean King.
Okay. Hello, everyone. First of all, my wife and I have written a historical novel based on family heritage research that I did about my great grandmother. My question to you, TeeJ, is: you say TeeJ, don't you?
Doesn't matter, TeeJ or TeeJ. It doesn't matter.
There are a couple of strong points that we can pitch. I want to just get your feedback. One is, of course, some of the amazing things we found out about a woman who lived in the mid-1800s. One is genealogical research and free resources that we can share with beginners, people that are just beginning to look into their family history. And another is how we've worked together as a team writing. So I just want to get a sense from you in terms of what you think would resonate best. And I know it depends on the podcast or the radio show and so on, but just off the top.
Off the top, right now, you should be making noise with Kanye West, with the Kanye West angle. Right there. That was your entry. I mean, because another Howard alum is a Kanye expert. You know, Dr. Julius Bailey, like he is he's written books on Kanye, and CNN reached out to him the other day. So your Newsjack angle would have been that, of Kanye, let me get you straight, and regardless of what side of the coin you are on, because when you see me post in the Noisemaker Squad different Newsjack alerts, I'll say, I don't care what side you're on, just get to talking. So that's one angle of looking at it, and start putting it out there. Is the book done?
No, we're actually in crowdfunding now. So
okay, so
the first draft is done.
When the book comes out, obviously, Black History Month is going to be a huge month for you. Obviously, keep an eye out on even the conversation that is now happening, in the media because of, what Kanye has said. Keep an eye out on that so that when it comes back around again and the book is ready, you're ready to pounce. Again, podcasts are out there all day about the toenails of the slave who ran away with Harriet Tubman 500 years ago. You can find a podcast to talk about this. So you're not going to have a hard time with that aspect of making noise. Media, TV is going to be a little more challenging, but that's when you're going to be looking at these kind of conversations that you can then say, you know, Dean King. I don't even know your first name, Dean King, because it's always been Dean King. So for me, it's like Dean King is the author of the historical, you know, masterpiece XYZ, and he's here today to talk to us about his journey. And then you'll start looking at how you can position yourself, like the young lady who said she's launching a streaming service. The lessons that you came across along the way, start making note of that, because you can start leveraging that into a pitch. You know, how you can do business podcasts of how you were successful at crowdfunding for this historical novel. So just look at it from a whole 360-degree way of the lesson you learned along this journey, the lessons in the novel itself, like what are the lessons that the novel teaches us that can be applied to today? What is the writing process been like? Like, just constantly look at the whole 360 of where you can position yourself. And if I were you, because if you don't do this, I'm gonna say I told you so, but if I were you, I would tonight, between sometime this week, start talking about the upcoming novel based on what's happening with Kanye. Like write a Facebook post, write a blog post, do something. You know,
our daughter suggests, because we just started Twitter. Our daughter suggested that we do hashtag if slavery was a choice.
Yep, that hashtag will have you rolling. Oh my God, that hashtag has you rolling with some of the stuff Black Twitter puts out there. But you know, start planting the seed of this upcoming novel.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. You know, and so put that out there so you can start positioning yourself as the expert.
Great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Of course, my pleasure, Dean King. All right, folks. I'm glad to see y'all. Thanks for coming to play with me. I'm getting ready to end this call. You will have about, I'm going to decompress, I'm going to walk around. So you'll have about 20 minutes to take advantage of the 197 before we put it at the 247. Don't forget that you can, Claire, can you go ahead and put the link back in the chat for them? maverickshine.com/Pimp Your PR. You will get the upgrade into masters. You can apply your investment to upgrade into masters when you are ready, as well as the first five. When does masters open? Renee, I'm not sure if I'm gonna open it again this year. I'm not sure, because my focus is on other stuff right now, so I may not open masters again, but masters is still available to purchase as a recorded program. So it's still available up there for people to purchase. But the first five, you get your pitches critiqued. You get your 30-minute pitch critique session with me to the first 5 of y'all who say, yep, TeeJ, I'm ready to leap and play with you, like Cheryl said. And that's it. And so unless y'all have, thank you, Elaine, unless it's like a burning TeeJ, oh my God, I've been sitting here, I gotta say this, I gotta ask this, I'm ready to call deuces in 10, 9, 8, 7, I don't know why I'm still doing the 2, but this is my deuces. This is my deuces. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye, guys. I'll see you in the Noisemaker Squad.
Take care.